Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We are back with a beautiful edition of Conversation with the Love Crusader. Before we continue, let me say happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there. Every single one of us are beautiful. Mothers in waiting, mothers to be, mothers biologically, mothers spiritually, all types of mothers, stepmothers, etc etc etc. Happy Mother's Day to us all. Motherhood is a calling, motherhood is a blessing. Don't just answer the name. Be a true mother in whatever role and situation you find yourself. Be a true mother, be a nurturer, and be a mother that is worthy of celebration. I celebrate the mothers that I have on the platform today, and I'm very happy that one of my mothers has come to this platform. People have asked me whether it's only young people. It's not a young people's platform. And nobody's even old. But my mom is here today. No, not. Some people say, hey, your mom. Yes, I have plenty of mothers. As we go on, you will understand it better. Pharmacist Titilayo is here again today. You want to say hello? Don't worry, you keep seeing her face. She's a regular. And then I have my brother and his wife, the handsome and beautiful people. I've not seen them in a long while. Good to see you here. Welcome, OC and Sweetness, the chef, the
Hello.
go that makes everything
Good to see
happen.
you,
Sweetness
Mama.
makes everything happen. When you are looking for how things will happen, you come to these people, things begin to happen. Bless you. It's good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And then to my mom, you know how they say it takes a village. So for a lot of you see people like us, we are products of great mothers, not one mother. And that's why we're celebrating just now spiritual mothers. The mother who gives birth to someone biologically is not the only mother that God blesses you with. So if you're a young person out there, surround yourself with mothers. I am a blessed girl. Let me call myself girl now because my mother is here.
Thank you.
I'm a blessed girl because I was surrounded with beautiful mothers who nurtured me. And one of them is Pastor Mrs. Courage Honorable. She's here today. Mama, say hello to your people. Welcome to the platform.
Hello. God
Bless
bless
you.
you all in Jesus' name. Happy
Amen.
to be
Amen. So
here.
you see, I have a full house. I have a
God
full
bless you.
house, and we are going to be dealing with the topic at hand from all angles. Please share share to your friends, share to your family members, call them. You might just be saving someone from this conversation. There might be one or two things that somebody will learn here today that will make a difference for them. So please share with your contacts and share with your friends. And also feel free to comment, ask questions. We are open to answering the questions if need be. So this today is Love and Age Part 2. Love and Age Part 2. We started last week talking about love and age. If you missed the live edition, you can always go back to the platforms on Facebook at Men Fences, on YouTube at Men Fences TV, and go and watch it again. We are also live on LinkedIn. For those of us who are professionals and using the LinkedIn platform, you can watch us again after the show is over. So if you miss the live edition, you can also still join the show. So today we're talking about the part 2 of Love and Age. And last week, I think, we came to a conclusion that age is a number and what really matters is maturity. We tried to define maturity, and that's where I'm going to start today. I want us to Okay, first of all, let's get a consensus from the new people because Titilayo and I and Dr. Patrick last week came to the conclusion that age is not so, we young people can say age doesn't matter, but now we hear from our mothers whether age matter or not. Let's see whether we are all on the same page. OC and Sweetness, what do you think? Does age matter in love?
First of all, thank you so much for having us on this platform. It's so wonderful to see your face. I've missed you actually. I've missed you
I
so
miss you.
much.
I miss you too, my brother.
Yes. So, with regards to your question, age does play a very key role when it comes to love. Whether I would like it or not, age really plays a key role in when it comes to love. From what I understand, from what research have actually told us that the mind, the brain itself is fully matured, and the emotions do not come into play, and you're thinking with your head, not just with your heart. So, which means age plays a key factor in love, not just teenage love now. So everything that has to do with love itself. So age is a key factor.
Is teenage love wrong? Some people have married their
Well,
teenage sweethearts. Be careful before you answer, because Dr. Patrick was here last week and he told us he started dating at 16. And by the
yeah,
way, for
actually,
those who do not know, the very girl he started dating at 16 is the girl he married, though. Okay, go on, tell me.
eventually, yes.
That happens like 1 in 1,000, right?
Oh, it's one in
That's
a
like
thousand.
that's 1 in 1,000. If we're being very sincere with ourselves, that's 1 in forever, and that basically doesn't happen all the time. Most of those ones are just puppy love and all that, which some people find true love at that age. But then again, I feel it's just a sheer waste of time, really, because a number of things. I personally, let me speak personally. I just feel certain times love needs age, because there are certain things that at some age it doesn't mean anything to you, and it's like you're wasting your time, you're wasting your emotions. And so some emotions that you're not supposed to even be aware of, you just get yourself overwhelmed, and when you get to the real thing, you are exhausted, and it's the person that is with you that suffers a number of things that other people have helped to contribute to your life, a number of how you deal with things, how you react to things. So it's important. Age is really important, and when it has to do, I don't know whether we're talking about whether it's an older person or a younger person, a man being older than a
Yeah,
woman.
we're
So
going to
maybe
come to that
maybe as we
dynamics.
go
We'll,
through,
we'll, we'll talk about that
we'll,
dynamics later. We're just talking
yeah,
about generally now. Is it just
it's important.
a number? Is it just a number? Okay. Ocean Sweetness said that's one in a million. Mama, what do you say?
Yeah. Okay.
What do you say about age and love? I've unmuted you. Go on, Mama.
Hello.
We can hear you, Ma.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us? All right. Go on, Ma.
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you very clear. We've heard you since. Go on, Mommy.
Yes. Okay. The age, whether it matters, does not really matter so much. No matter the age you start, at least from, I would say, age as in tender age below 20, I don't think it's okay. As you have said, you made reference to somebody now that started dating under 20. Just like Sweetness said now, that would be 1 out of 1,000. It's not common. But ideally, from 20, I don't think anything is wrong there. From 20.
So, Mama has pegged an age for us. She said it
Hello?
is from 20. She believes somebody is ready
Yes.
to find love. Mommy, I'm going to now ask a question based on, Titi, I'm coming to you, but I want to ask a question based on the response I've gotten from Sweetness, OC, and Mommy. So are we saying that anyone who is above 20 is matured enough for love? Mama, did you hear my question?
Come again with your question.
Are we saying that anyone who is above 20 is matured enough for love?
Well.
Are we saying anyone who is above 20 is matured enough for love?
Yes. At least when you are not talking about love to somebody above 20, you should know what it means. Not just saying it. You know the reality of love. that person has reached the accountability year. He should be able to, when you say I love, you should be able to be accountable for what he's saying. That's why I put that year there, that below 20 is not accepted. He may just say it as for mere discussion. He may not know the feeling. No, love has to do with more of feeling. And if the feeling is not being guided, that person may go astray. So at the age of 20 and above, that person has reached the accountability stage. He will be able to manage how he feels about this love we are talking about.
Okay, I'm coming now to Pharmacist Titi, because last week we said that age is just a number. It doesn't matter. What matters is maturity. So I am going to ask now. Mommy has pegged our age for us. Do you think everyone from 20 and above is matured?
Well, just like we talked about last week, I think that it isn't more of an age thing. I think it's more of a maturity thing, mindset thing, information thing, because, for example, for me, at the age of 20, I don't think when it comes to the real, we're saying, I wouldn't say I was ready for a relationship, but I would say I was informed. I got informed quite early. So even before age 20, I had information. I started researching about relationship, why relationship breaks, how do men relate, how do women relate. I got information quite early. I started following people that are more interested in relationship, started trying to understand people that had happy marriages and people that had broken marriages. So I would say right from the age of about 16, I had that information. So maybe I didn't know what I wanted then, but I was very clear as to what I didn't want. And if I had entered into a relationship at that time, okay, it may not have been perfect, but I would have been able to handle it to an extent. Yeah. So I would say, just like last week, that it's not more because some people are more aware. Some people got this awareness earlier. So I would say that it's not more of an age thing. It is a maturity thing. At 18, some people were more matured than others. Some people had seen life to an extent at age 18, so that they grew up fast. They became aware faster, probably maybe from the experience of their parents or the people around them, and they are clear as to what they want in a relationship or what they do not want. So that by the age of 20, they have the mindset or the maturity of, say, someone that is 25. You hear people saying that this person is speaking above his peers or above his age. So there are people like that, and one in 1,000 is the gap is too much. It's too much. I think there are a lot more people that are more matured at age 18, especially nowadays when the world is becoming like a global village. There are more matured people, I can't say. So it's not more of an age thing, it's more of a maturity thing.
Thank you. We are back again to this maturity story. I do not disagree with the views, and I know why somebody like my mommy is pegging an age. Because it depends on where you are culturally, where you have found yourself also in life. Some 17-year-olds in this part of the world where we are now are working. Maybe they are done with college. They are working and they are living on their own. They've left house and they're already living that matured life. So maybe some of them will be fast in dating or in getting married. But I think I'm more playing towards the maturity end, because for me also it was about, I grew up too early. I don't even know whether I had a childhood. I always say it. I became a mother before I became a girl. murdering my siblings and all of that. So, and my parents, my dad will always be going to marriage seminars and would take me along, even as a teenager. So I think, like Titi said, I got early information about marriage, love, relationships, and all of that. But not everybody gets that opportunity. So if someone does not get that opportunity, can they still be talking about relationship? Do we not have 30-year-olds who are not matured? I'm coming back to OC and sweetness. Do we not have 30-year-olds that are behaving like babies? Is it about a number, really? Is it about that number? I like you people's relaxed mood. Don't sleep on me, oh, because people are doing love in that your corner there. I like it. Me too. I'm going to look for lounge next week. Talk to me. Is it
At
really,
all,
really
Mama,
about
at
a
all.
number? Can somebody not be 30 and still be behaving like a baby and not understand and not know what love is about? Yeah. Network should not try me today. Go on.
Can you hear us, Mama?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I was listening to Auntie Titi last week and PJ, and we talked about maturity has to come with responsibilities. Now, with the whole African settings that we have, we're more exposed to, we that didn't grow up with the so-called silver spoon in our mouth. So we're more exposed to the suffering outside. So you've seen a lot of things that pushes you to your boundaries. That at that particular young age, you've experienced a lot, and that helps you in your reasoning. So if a 30-year-old person, male or female or whatsoever, and is still not matured enough, it's because that person hasn't really put himself in situations where he or she is responsible for the circumstances and the outcome of whatever decision they are going to take. So that's why I would say at a younger age, when you say you are in love, you're only reacting to your emotions. You are not seeing the responsibility to the decisions that you are going to take. It's a feeling, it's not responsibility. So, are you going to say that if eventually she gets pregnant at a younger age, is she aware of the responsibilities of taking care of that child at that age? So, those are the questions a 30-year-old person should be asking. And if at 30-year-old you do not understand or recognize what you want, then you are a child. But I'm still
Period.
not saying. But I'm still not saying that.
Oh, I like that last sentence. I like that last sentence. If you don't know what you want, because that is the truth. Most times, some people don't even know what they want. And I will
True.
stroke guys. More than no verse. I will stroke guys. OC is only man alone here today. Because as a guy, you are going to be the head of this relationship. You're going to be the head of the home. It's like having a driver of a car in the driver's seat. You are a passenger, and the driver does not even know the location where people are going. He does not know road, and you expect this person to drive you to where now? So I like that last statement you made. If this person don't know what they want at that age, they are still a child. Whether they are 40 or they are 50, let them grow up first, before they start talking of love. Okay, Mama, you heard what OC said now. Do you agree? Unmute
The
yourself,
30
Mama. I
years
think
old
yes.
person,
Go on.
it is not
Yes.
compulsory that. Are you hearing me?
Yes, Ma.
Just as I said before, age and maturity, it has to do with responsibility and accountability. And it is what you have, like pharmacist Dr. Titi said before. She was aware early enough. There are some people that don't know what love is all about. We are not talking about the conjugal love here now. Let's start from the parental love. A man or a woman who is not brought up in love, in a loving environment, he has not gotten any love for himself, not to talk of giving it out. It is what you have, you give.
Exactly.
So whether 30 or 40 years, if you see people at 30, they are not matured, they are not loving, it's not, to some extent, it's not their fault. Because of the environment, their background, where they are being raised. And if something like that happen, it doesn't mean that they will not get together. They will not get attached to opposite sex. They will, but no matter how, two of them cannot be of the same background of not knowing what love is all about. One should teach one, and they will move on. They will move on like that, and
You see,
they also need help.
I like that mommy is saying one should teach one. Mommy, we're going to come to that one should teach one topic later, because last week PJ asked us a question talking about whether there is room for growth in the marriage or in the relationship. But we'll come to that because there are a lot of comma and
Mm,
some rigmaroling around teaching each other. Yes, because for
mhm,
example, one, you cannot teach
mm.
somebody who does not want to learn. Abi,
Yes,
what do you say? You can't teach somebody who don't want to learn.
you are
But
correct.
I'll
Yes,
come back
yes.
to that. First of all, mommy, I want to ask you
Mm,
one question before we come back to that other talk. We've agreed now.
okay.
What's most important is responsibility, is accountability, is age. It's not a number. So accountability and
Mm,
responsibility, maturity is what we're talking about when we talk about love and age and love and relationship. Love is an emotional thing, and you have to be emotionally sound
yes.
before you get into it.
Mm,
So if your son, one of my brothers, okay, one is married, only one remaining, let's just use the one remaining, comes home with a lady that is 10 years older than him, mama, what do you say? Practical, tell me, what will you say?
10 years older than him.
Yes, ma.
They need. I have to talk to him very well. He needs answer. I will have to
My
be
mommy
sure
say,
that something is not wrong with him.
okay,
Yes, I want to know the driving force. What is bringing them together?
okay.
Because in Africa, it's
Hmm.
not obtainable. It's not. We don't believe in that. If there is something like that, it means something happened somewhere, and I will have to listen
Hmm.
to him to know what actually happened, what brought them together, what that something that
Yeah, your network is breaking, but we heard you,
is
mommy.
making a 10
Mom,
years old older
before I came here today, I said I was going to set mommy up with this question, and the response I was expecting is what I got. Mommy say, okay. Oh, oh, see and sweetness. Tell us, what do you think? You're both married now. You're young people. What do you think? How old is too old when it comes to the age gap? And I'm not just talking about the age gap of, because for a guy to a woman, sometimes it's not too, people don't frown at it too much, although these days they will still call the person a gold digger. But for a guy to for a lady to a guy, so this lady is older than the guy. How old is too old?
Uh, quite tricky because we're in Africa, Nigeria to be specific. So it's very tricky. But there are marriages that happens. You
Mhm.
know, the thing, I think the thing is just the mindset. So we are conditioned to feeling that the man has to be older than the woman, and if he's not older, there's something. And why is that? There are some
Hello. All right, for my sister Titi, can you hear me? Looks like
yeah.
I lost them.
Okay,
Okay, she's
yeah,
back.
you're back.
Okay, welcome
Yeah.
back.
So I was saying, I said there are some men that fancy older women. So what that. There are some men that are attracted to older women
And they
because
say
of
psychologically for some of them is because maybe they have mommy issues.
mommy issues. And so is that is that
They
a
are not
bad
looking for
thing?
their mommies inside the men.
Their
I don't
mommy
know.
in
Or
the
inside
women
the
that they
women
marry.
that they want
So
to date or marry.
it's tricky. It's tricky. I just say it's a case by case basis. Does it work for you? Is it something that you can work with? Not that when you're not getting married, you're not shouting, oh, is it because you're older than me and all those kind of things. Is
Hey,
it
no matter.
something you weigh the cause? Is this something I can bear? Because I know with women that are older and maybe possibly when it comes to older, that means possibly on career wise, possibly you should be older than this person, maybe possibly financially you should be older than this person. As a man, can you tolerate that? As a woman, can you be able to submit to this kind of person? So these are the things you have to question. These are the things you have to say, am I ready for this? And so that you don't just go and cut your slippers halfway in the journey. So it's
That's
something
all
you need
right.
to consider.
I like that. Don't cut your slippers halfway the journey. Okay, it's a
Mama,
mindset thing. Okay, sorry. You want to say something, Sam? Go on.
yes, I wanted to say something. The thing is, like she said, we're in Africa, and it is very rare to see a younger guy get married to an older person. Now,
Mm.
the reason why it's coming up now is because we've been built around what me I call social engineering, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen it a lot at foreign countries where they can just express their love. Oh, I'm attracted to an older person, and it's accepted. It's acceptable. It's because we're beginning to enter that system of accepting what we really want and what we really want to do about ourselves. That's why the stories can actually come up, because there are lots of guys out there that are actually more attracted to an older person, not because they have mommy issues
Yes, we don't
alone,
have to.
not because alone they have mommy issues. It's just because they feel they are more
Matured.
they are more matured to accept them for some certain things. Because like it alone,
Some of them have
we,
prospects.
we all of us know that women have a bit of drama. So some people just want a matured person that doesn't want all of that.
You better
Yes,
talk that, say that. Look at your side while you're saying
I'm
that.
actually looking at
Women have a bit of drama. You're looking away
Okay.
and say women have a bit of drama.
Okay.
Okay,
but
Titi,
that's
what do
but
you
that's just
say?
me.
What do you say? How old is too old for me? I'm in love with an older
Well,
person. Help.
I think it still comes back to the same thing we were talking about, maturity. So just like mommy was saying that she her first reaction was. I think for most people, the fear in the situation where the lady is older, the guy is younger, the fear is that maturity thing, that accountability thing, that responsibility thing, So she's way older than you. Can you handle her level of maturity, of responsibility? Can you handle that level of accountability that she expects at that age? So, and even in this part of the fear is that the man is supposed to be the head of the home. You are the leader in this team. So are you matured enough? Have you risen up to that maturity that she's? Because for most women, naturally, women grow faster than men naturally. That's one of the reasons. I don't know, we can say it's an African thing, but scientifically that's the way it is. That's why it is advised that you marry someone that is a man should marry someone that is way younger or is a little younger, because at that age your level of maturity is probably the same. So a man that is if you are 4 years older, for a guy, your level of maturity is probably at the same level as a lady that is 4 years younger than you. So that's the science behind that. So most times the fear is that maturity thing. Are you matured enough? So that's the general fear that across world, and that
I
takes us
know a
back to
young I know a young lady. She should be about 2021 now. And she finds most young guys of her age irritating. she she has said they don't carry on intelligent conversations, the way they so she's like, she has already ruled out. You said, I don't think I'll be able to marry someone of my age. It has to be someone way way older than me, because I kind of see that my articulation level is at the level of this older kind of people. And Osi was saying earlier that it's not so common. It's much more common than The thing is that in that part of the world, our country and Africa, these people start hiding it. In fact, some couple will not celebrate birthday, or if they celebrate, they will not mention their age, because they don't want you to know that the woman is older than the man. And that is why it looks like it's not common. It is very common. It's been happening long, long ago, and only maybe those who are very, very close to these people, family members and all, will know that, this is the dynamics then. But I agree that it's a mindset thing. If as a guy, you're going to marry someone who is 10 years older than you, and you're not going to come tomorrow when she cough, you say, you're coughing because, is it because, if it's not going to become a center point of conflict in the relationship, you are sure your ego, like we talked about last week, Dr. Patrick said the issue is ego with men. If you're sure your ego would take it, maybe she's older than you, she's any more than you, but you are comfortable with it, why not? After all, we know one popular, okay, let me not go there, Nigerian who just did that. And I actually listened to his interview. He granted interview, and he talked about how the lady is very playful and down to earth. She doesn't make him feel like a child, she treats him with that respect, and makes him feel like they are at par. So fingers crossed. I pray for them. I don't wish anyone evil, but for me, I wouldn't peg a number. And I wouldn't peg a number. I would just, like mommy said, sit with these people, ask them questions, and be sure that they know the implication of that, especially as Africans. In some other cultures, they get into the marriage, they get out, it's not a big deal. Africans, we hold more to our marriage. Okay, let's not go into that one. That would be a topic for another day. We'll talk about why marriages fail more in the Western world than in Africa, and what is the secret, the African secret to holding the marriage together. I'll talk about that some other time. Anyways, so we are now saying that, and we have come to the conclusion that it's a mindset thing. Age is just a number. You have to be sure you're matured enough for the responsibility and accountability that love and relationship and marriage and all of that brings. Okay, so I am going to go back now to a question that how would I put it? That Mama was trying to raise earlier, talking about I'm trying to remember now. I didn't note it down. Mama was trying to say something when we're talking about her son bringing someone. Mama, do you think it's about mommy issues or psychological issues? What do you think can cause that? I mean,
What could cause him trying to marry
older person? I just told you of a lady
somebody who
who
is
says
10
she
years
can't
older than
find
you, right?
she can't find them. She finds conversation with people of her age not engaging enough. She seems to relate more with people who are older. So I'm asking, what can be responsible for that in someone? Is it a psychological thing or what?
It could be interest. It's interest. It's somebody you see and you are attracted to that person, you love that person, and the only thing that will make you not to maybe get closer or get married to that person is age. If you feel you can handle the age, you will do it. But it's natural love that will cause that person to be thinking towards that side, because averagely, an average man or Nigerian man will not think like that. But something, that's why I said I will sit him down to really find out what the center of attraction is, so that I will know how to set some psychological questions. Because like you have said, in our side here, we don't just jump into marriage and jump out. Marriage is a life thing in Africa. We don't jump in and jump out like the whites. So somebody there now can be 15 years and go and marry a girl of 40 years. They manage themselves for 2 years, 2 years, even 1 year, even some months. They are not compatible. They jump out, they share their daddy. But here we don't do that. That's why we should sit down and make sure that psychologically the people going into this thing, they are normal. Psychologically, they know what they are going into.
Say they are normal.
And also,
I like that
make
word. Say
that
they are
title, just as
normal.
you have asked, what we like.
Go on,
So
Mama.
you have they have to really sit down, and if in a place now where you know that this marriage in the next 10 years, this older person, as a man, you want to marry that as a girl now, you want to marry somebody who is far older than you. You have to think of 10 years, 15 years time to come. How will this person look like? How are we going to cope? You have to weigh the coin. It's not only today. Marriage is not all about this today, or only tomorrow, or only this year. Let's think ahead. We reason. You look into the future and think and have a rethink before you go into it. It's not just the face today. Somebody may be shining today, tomorrow. What about if the other thing happens, the other side, or if the age start telling on her, what will you do? There are some things that are natural. No matter how we rub cream, no matter how we rub powder, the natural things, they will show up one day. Will you be able to take it? That's
You know, my mom is very holy. Let me give you an example of the natural things that mom is talking about. By the time you marry a very old man, the older he gets, the less sexual satisfaction he's going to give you. And there's a limit to what all those medicine can do.
Agbo can do.
Agbo? Okay, mommy says Agbo. Mommy knows Agbo. Hey, I'm finished. They have spoiled my mother for me. Oh, mommy knows Agbo. So there's a whole lot to consider and check and read.
Yes.
Okay, so I agree with mommy. Mommy is talking now talking about cultural backgrounds, because in Africa we don't see this thing as normal. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, married his teacher. I think that is one very, very popular example that everybody in the world knows, and they're still getting on after all these years. So it really might not mean that the people can fail. It's the willingness to work at it. But I want us now to come to a biblical view. Do we have a biblical backing for saying that people, or a guy, especially guys, should be older than their wives or their spouse? Is there a biblical precedence? Is it how will I put the English again? I know you get what I'm saying. OC and sweetness, what do you say? You think it's like a biblical thing apart from culture? What influences that?
It's because basically,
You're talking.
okay. Okay, I feel that's how it has been, because I don't think there's any case of anybody. I can't place my hand on any now that possibly maybe the woman was older than the man. Possibly there should be maybe one or two, but I don't think they were really, I don't know, I stand to be corrected. They were mentioned in the Bible or something. But I feel it has always been the man older than the woman. And I feel possibly there's a reason for that.
Do we really know the age of people in the Bible? Where is it really stated specifically to say that the men are older than their wives? They were only mentioning men. They didn't tell us the age of the women. Okay, let's go. So let's go to mommy. Mommy is a pastor. Mommy is a theological person. Maybe mommy will be able to help us. Let's come back to mommy. Mommy, Tell us. Why the Bible did not mention the age of woman?
In the aspect of Abraham and Sarah, the Bible was specific there, because Bible said Abraham was barren for 90 something years, while Sarah was 80 something years. So that one is enough proof, at least from the Bible, that Abraham was senior to Sarah. And when Isaac was to get married, they sent somebody to go and fetch a wife for her. And from the description, you could know that that wife was younger than Isaac. At least from the Old Testament, I can pick this.
So
Yes,
we pick
because the
from
Bible, if you are
Abraham.
taking it,
Sorry, Mama. So we pick from Abraham that there was about 10 years gap between Abraham and Sarah. Pharmacist Titi, is this the ideal age gap that we should expect or aspire to have? Because yes, in all other areas of the Bible was silent about age, but with the childlessness of Abraham and Sarah, we could actually calculate about 10 years difference in their age. So is this what we should aspire for?
Well, I'm not a Bible scholar, but from the little I know, I don't think there's any biblical reference or injunction that says, okay, the man ought to be old. Even in the Bible days, if you look at it well, you will see that these things were brought in from their own culture. So it was mostly a cultural thing that says the man ought to, because back in the day, for you to be called husband, you have to be strong, you are the protector of your family, so you have to be older to do all of that. So I think so. I don't think it's something that we should aspire to. I don't think it's something that we should. Again, it's about responsibility. We go back to, okay, is this person responsible? Is this person matured enough? So I don't think we should say 10 years gap is the thing. Is that mindset, that automatic thinking that, oh, if he's older than me, then he should be matured enough. But we know in reality that it's not always like that. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of older people nowadays. The older guys that don't even know. A lot of older guys, they spend more time how to make money, how to hustle and all of that, but they don't spend time to mature emotionally. They don't spend time to be matured when it comes to responsibility or accountability. So that's the problem we have in most marriages these days. So again, it's not much of a number, the gap in between. Okay, 5 years older, he should have sense. Some of them, they don't have sense even at that age. So again, it's how responsible is this person, how matured is this person, and it goes both ways. Even for the guy that is younger, is marrying someone older, is that assumption is just there that he's younger, he doesn't know anything yet, he has not seen life. But like we've agreed today, some younger guys have seen more life than the ones that are even older. They've woken up, they are more aware. So it's just that psychological thing. So again, that age, we shouldn't aspire to how many years gap is in between. It's how responsible, how matured, how accountable.
I agree with you. I agree with you that it's all about that. I hope that our viewers and people are learning what we are talking about today. We have been emphasizing it. We have been emphasizing, and we're still emphasizing the fact that you need to find out about this person. Courtship is not just about going to what do you call it? We go and eat, we go out, or we eat food, we eat shawarma. No, it's the time to study this person like a book. I was talking with my mom the other day, reflectively, and I said, well, at 22 there were a lot of things I knew, but there are still a lot of things I wish I knew. Let me put it that way. I'm not saying it as per regret, I'm saying it as per I wish now that I had known those things from the onset. Age, with experience, I don't want to use the word age anymore. With the experience of life, we become more matured. You see the way a lot of things that used to trouble you, stress you, the things they don't matter anymore. Those things we thought were big deals, they are no longer, you know. So I think so truly we have come to that conclusion. So I'm coming back now to Mama's word. Mama said one person should teach the other. Yes, this is where me I have problem, oh mommy. So you people will help me, all of you. There's room for learning in marriage. I agree. There's room for growth. I said it last week. I got married at 22. My husband was 24, and we were like two learners. Maybe I was even more aware than my husband because, like I said, I had been going to marriage seminar with my dad because of my background. I was maybe a little more aware, and he will always tell you that I taught him what love is really in the real sense. But if you are now in a relationship, in a marriage, you've already entered, because now we were talking about maturity, check before you enter. You've already entered. We're not saying come out. How do I help the other person? So, Mama started with teach each other. What do you think? OC and sweetness. I'm coming. Let me unmute you. Okay, unmute yourself. You unmute yourself and tell us, what do you think about teaching each other, about maturing in the relationship, about learning as you go along?
Okay. Actually, like everybody knows, we were still young and we're still learning, and but it has been a ride actually, and honestly, we've been teaching each other. You know, we with marriage, you're having two people from different backgrounds and different kinds of teaching coming together to live as one, and what she likes, maybe what I don't like, and we have to unlearn some things and relearn again. So there's no how will I put it? There's no problem to teaching each other because that's the only key to making it work. You've got to teach each other. Where you Because in all of these things, when we say teaching each other, it's not as if I'm saying I'm holding a cane and say, no, you must learn this. No, that's not what I'm saying. Communication. You've got to explain to your spouse what your emotional position is about a thing.
Mm,
So
the communication.
that's the only way you can learn. It's not just I'm saying something and she's saying something else. I'm it's I'm saying something. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
You understand?
Do you understand what I am saying? It's not I wake up in the morning, I take my clothes and I throw it on one part, and I'm like, I'm tired now. That's why I put it there. He said, no. If you're tired, fold your cloth, put it in the basket. That's how there's a process to it, and you're in for that process to work. You've got to communicate, and it's only in communication you can learn. So
Okay. It's only in
there's no back
communication you
and
can
forth.
learn.
There's no back and forth about who can teach who. Both of us can teach each other. Just communicate.
All right.
Okay.
Sweetness, tell us.
There's one thing I think he always has been saying, and he will say it's the way you communicate it that matters. And so it might not be that you're not right what you're saying. And so there are certain things I feel that you should be doing, but you're not doing. And the manner in which I am saying it, I'm not teaching you. Possibly I'm like trying to correct you, but it's not like correction. It's like I am harshly saying something to you. And I expect that at that point. And learning something is not at that point it goes bad that you now say, oh, this thing, and you start hammering on it, and I need this thing to change, like it has to change now. You're doing something wrong, and I want you to learn it. Basically, it doesn't work that way because with men, I understand that certain things have to be done with love and being careful and respect. And I know with women, we are very expressive of how we our emotions and everything. You're not doing it, and I am saying it emphatically and all that because that is how I'm feeling it, and I expect that you are feeling it the way. And it doesn't work that way with men. That's what I've come to understand. And the thing with I also my both parents were pastors and everything, and I started reading my mother's
Journals.
journals
Your
and
mama is
someone
the preacher when it comes to relationship. I'm looking forward to Mommy Ruth coming here one day. Hey, it will be hot. It will be hot. It's
I
true.
read
Thank you
a
for
lot.
reminding me. Mama is coming one day. Yeah, go on.
And so I read a lot about relationship from just her notebooks, minus the ones I went to programs with her. And I understand that yes, I had so many information about it, but with experience, a number of these things comes with also experience. Are you going through it? So I'm learning that love should be this way. You should treat a man this way. You should treat it this way. But am I in the position to understand that okay, this is how it should be done? So a number of these things come with also experience on the job. So I have to be learning because certain things that I thought I knew, I understand it that yes, I knew, I'm aware of it, but the way I'm acting, it feels as if I don't know what the English to call it and all that. So yes, communicating is very important when it comes to learning. The way you're communicating it, are you saying it with love? Because if I'm expecting someone to learn something, I should do it in such a way. I should come down to that person's level. Let's be on the same level so that we're understanding it in the same way. So if I'm communicating,
Bam.
so I'm communicating with love, I'm communicating with respect. Because I'm talking as a woman now, because men have their own
Ego.
iron fist of how they do things and all
Uh-huh.
that. So if I want him to learn, I have to do it in a way that I have to come to how he's reasoning. And most times it doesn't come with force. It comes with a lot of calmness, with love. And I say more of these things happen over time. It's not
Okay.
change doesn't
Okay.
happen.
Our time is
No.
very short, and there's something I want us to deal with. I mentioned it briefly last week. I have one problem, and I'm going to confess it. I am not patient with continuously telling somebody about the same thing. So I am communicating it in every way, verbally, non-verbally. I don't like this thing, bro. In fact, some bros will tell you sorry. Okay, I'm sorry that this thing happened. Then they will go and do it again. Pharmacist Titi, tell me, because this is where my own weakness. Let me tell everybody, this is my weakness. I don't know how to deal with it without becoming a nag. Because I'm telling this person over and over again, uncle, this method they are doing, this is not working. I think this is a better method. Not quarrel. It's not with love. You say, oh, it's true. Ah, sorry. I shouldn't have done it that way. Few weeks down the line, bro is repeating the same thing again. What should a sister do? Oh yeah, tell me.
I think that when it comes to issues like this,
Speak up, please. Your voice is getting lower.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I think that when it comes to issues like this, most times um, I advise people to apply empathy. I understand that. I understand where he's catching you now. As in, why can't this person get this thing right now? You know, but most of the times it's important that we apply empathy. Put yourself in the position of the other person. Ask yourself, this particular thing I'm trying to correct, I'm not perfect, so I'm sure there are some other areas where the other person wants to correct me and is being patient with me. you know yeah, I understand. For me, I'm not a patient person. Patience is not one of those virtues that comes to me naturally. It's something I have to learn. So it goes back to that mindset of, are you willing? That's the basic thing. Are you willing? We could come with all of our baggages. I'm not patient. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. And he doesn't know how he's not good with money and all that. That's fine. That's not even the issue. The question is, are you willing? Once both parties are willing, the rest is a piece of cake. You still have to work at it, but it's like you've gone halfway already. So the challenge usually comes one party is not willing. Those people that break up marriage relationships, one party has said, I'm not willing. I can go this far, but I can't go this far. So is that willingness that is the question? Are you willing to go that far when it comes to your relationship?
Thank you. I like that. How willing are you to learn? Mommy is going to give us a bit of summary because we're running out of time. how willing are both parties. I like it because the person who does not see something wrong in their attitude, their character, their cannot change it. And if you come into a marriage, whether you come into the marriage at 50, you come at 60, you come at 100, you come at 10, if you don't come with the mindset of I'm going into this marriage to learn and unlearn, learn and unlearn, then in the next 6 months, people who bought Ashwebi will tell you to refund their money, because now you want you want to run out of the marriage. So we have to come in with the mindset to learn. Mommy, what do you say? You have been married now. It was your 25th. No, I don't want to reduce it though. Was it 25th years wedding anniversary that we're celebrating last year, Mama?
30 years.
More than
September.
30. Yeah,
30
Mama
years
celebrated her 30th wedding
Yes.
anniversary last year. And she and her husband were doing like boyfriend and girlfriend. If you see on the picture, I was jealous from a distance. So tell us
Yes,
from
so
your
she today.
experience how we can learn, how we can teach each other, because we say marriage is an institution you never graduate from. I'm already in it and we are having these challenges. How do we teach each other?
When you teach, you don't use one particular method. You verify you just have to use different method of teaching. If you are teaching this, it's not following this way, why not try the other method? If your method you are using is not working, apply a different method. And you that want to change somebody, you want somebody to change, are there things in you that you are still battling with? You that you are tolerating somebody's maybe misconduct, is that person tolerating your own? So you have to weigh it. If we can bear for each other, there will not be problem. There's nobody that will be 100% perfect in marriage. The remaining percentage, the spouse, the woman will work it out to reach that 100. If you meet your husband at 40%, the remaining 60, be ready to work it out. If you meet your wife and 60%, the remaining 40, go and work it out. It takes patience. You just have to endure and employ different methods of teaching. There is nobody that is unteachable. So verify your method of teaching. And I come in a religious way, back it up with prayers. There is nobody that is having the demon of not changing, but back it up with prayers and you endure. It's not how your body scratches you that you scratch it. If not, blood will come out. So you overlook certain things. When the thing is boiling in you, just pretend as if it's not happening. Then you can come back to it another time and address it. Teach each other with love. Communicate a lot, because lack of communication brings misconception. Communicate. Make sure you are used to different ways of communication in the home. Gesture is something. You can just look at the person, he knows what to mean. It's not everyday shouting. If the person doesn't love shouting and you are always shouting on him, he will never change. He will say, come and force me to change. Know what he likes and follow that way to approach the issue, and the problem will be solved. There is no perfect hope. We that we are, by this year, will be celebrating 31 in marriage. We are still learning, we are still correcting, we are still teaching, we are still praying for God's help. It is God that has helped us this far, and He will help every other person that yields to Him.
Amen. Amen. Our time is up, viewers, but you can agree with me that it has been a very, very scintillating conversation this evening. And I forgot to mention that Mommy Onobu is a teacher. So when she's talking about using different teaching methods, maybe all of us will have to go through teachers training college. All of us will have to go through teachers training college to go and learn these teaching methods that we will use. different methods. But joke apart, she has just told us the truth. We have to learn to say it in different ways. If you say it in one way and it's not getting through to the person, maybe that is not that's not the person's language. You can come back again to say it maybe in another way. I've heard of a lady who told me that she has conversation with her husband right during love making. That is the time that the man's head used to arrange. So when they are still locked up, in that embrace, she will now remind him, sweetheart, that matter I was saying like this. And it works for her. It works for her. I'm bringing everyone back because we are closing. So find the method that works for you. Be patient, be prayerful. There is no perfect person out there. And this is the reason why sometimes people who divorce come back again and divorce. They marry, they still divorce. Because that perfection you are looking for out there is not there. What you need to work at it. Marriage is you don't get married and say, I've arrived. Like some people think, oh, now it's time to just live a free life. Marriage is work. You have to work at it. You are not finding the embers of the love is gonna die. Tomorrow you'll be wondering, how did I end up with this man? How did I end up with this woman? So that is it, people. I see that I have a message. Who wants to say something? OC or Sweetness? Quickly.
Yeah. Yes, quickly. So the thing is that when it comes to marriage, especially for young couples, that we need to begin to engage in marriage counseling, because there are lots of things happening inside the home. When communications are not actually going, we need to start talking to somebody that can help us understand what is going on.
Marriage
Because
counseling in Africa. Hey, how many African men
Mama,
we agree
yes,
to go to counseling now?
yes,
Go
yes.
sit down with
Because
somebody and be telling them their problem.
I
Is
spoke
it not
earlier. I
making
spoke
them
earlier about
less of a man?
Yes, no, I spoke earlier of social engineering. Since we're beginning to accept what others, white people will do, let us begin to accept counseling too.
Bam.
Yes, because that is the
Bam.
only way it will work. That is the only way. You spoke earlier about marriages that were hidden. It's because the social engineering, as at that time, did not allow people to accept that kind of information. Now we're accepting that kind of information. Now we're going to put in the work. And if we don't put in the work, the marriage will not work. That's just it.
Amen. That's a very beautiful note to end tonight. Thank you so much for your time. I wish now that I can stay here and remain in this gist, because me, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself for my sister, my mommy, Honorable OC and Sweetness. You are all definitely coming back again. I've promised Mommy Honorable that I'm bringing her
Thank
and
you.
Daddy. I'm bringing her and Daddy to an edition where they will really tell us how these 31 years have been
31
going.
years has been
31
going
years.
away.
No be beans. It's not beans, so 31 years. It's not
It's
beans.
God.
It's not only God, Mommy. You tell us
So,
everything.
mommy, you keep work.
It's not only God.
Yes.
You will bring your
That's
daddy to tell us everything that we need to know and learn. Thank
very
you
good.
so much for your time. Thank you, viewers. Thank you to all of you who have come online. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for engaging with us. I truly love you all and I appreciate you. Enjoy your relationship while you are cutting. Check out that person's level of maturity. Don't overlook things and then go home and start crying when you get married to the person. If you cannot take it in courtship, don't think you will take it in marriage. If it's a problem already in courtship, if it's a red flag that cannot be fixed, don't blindly go inside. Say because age is now telling on me. Age is just a number. Go with somebody that makes you happy. I always say that the journey of life is difficult enough. So it is better if you travel with someone who can make it easier for you. I love you all, and I hope you have a love-filled week. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your time. God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.